This is the 7th update on my 2/5 scale Sherman M4A3E8. I haven't had a whole lot of time this month to work on my tank because I was building an addition in that side of the garage so I can put all the vehicles, which used to be here, over there. And now I got this half of the garage for me to work in, and the other half of the garage for my dad to work in. So now we got a lot more space. And after I got that done, the addition built, I got back to work on the tank, and I had figured out why the Bondo was gumming up. And the reason was I was using a red hardener on this side, and on the other side I used a blue hardener. And when I used the blue hardener on this side, I had no problem with it gumming up. Didn't gum up at all. And I don't know why the red hardener was causing it to gum up, but it just did. And after I got that all sanded down and bondoed, I welded on this one side panel in the fender. And then after that was done, I had painted this side under the fender, and the other side, and on the other fender, and on the bottom. I primed that and then painted it. And then after I got that painted, I took apart all these suspension units, and on the other side, wire brushed them all, grinded down the welds, and then I primed them all and painted all these, although I still have to paint the wheels. And I've also got to build 3 more spring cups for this side. Haven't got around to that yet. I've just been too busy. And when I went to take it, and then I also painted the inside, painted that all white, and I painted the transmission, got that new coat of blue because it was a lot of it was worn off. And then after I got it all painted and assembled, then I went to drive it around, and the belt was slipping like crazy whenever I tried to drive it, pretty much. Like even just in a straight line, it would really slip, but it mainly slipped when I was trying to turn, and there was no way to turn on grass. So, like some people suggested, I moved the idler, which was originally on this side of the belt. I ran a linkage from there across above the engine pulley to this arm here, and moved the idler to this side, and it was still slipping. Not quite as much, but it was still slipping. So what I did was I took the pulley off of the engine shaft, which was originally a 5-inch B pulley, and replaced that for a 5.5-inch B pulley, like a new one. And then it stopped slipping, but the belt kept falling off. And then I looked at it, and the alignment was way off. Like the engine pulley was down too far, so it was rolling off the bottom of the pulley. And then I raised up the pulley, and that fixed that problem. And then I took it for a test drive. The belt didn't slip at all, but the chain was jumping, and I knew it wasn't the chains up front. It was that chain there, the main chain, because if I put it in forwards or reverse on either side, it would jump. The chain was jumping, and I had looked at it, and I knew it wasn't jumping at the back because I watched it, but at the front here, right up against the frame there, the paint had gotten scraped off. So I watched this front sprocket, and the chain was jumping off. Like the chain feeds that direction, so the top's tensioned and the bottom's loose. and the chain was jumping at the bottom because there was too much slack. And what I did to solve that was I put a wooden block under that sprocket there, and that solved that problem. Now the chain doesn't jump at all. But then I was having the problem of this dog plate was really hard to engage in that sprocket there. And I found out what the reason was that this chain was too far over. So I slid it ahead about a 1/4 inch. Slid this sprocket over a 1/4 inch. Put spacers behind that idler back there. And slid this sprocket over. Move the collar over a 1/4 inch. Tighten down the collar. And everything else. And now she runs great. I can turn on grass. And it drives straight, no problem. But when I try to turn on grass, nothing slips or anything or bangs, it's all quiet, but the engine starts to bog down. And that's with half throttle, because I don't want to run it full throttle since I don't want to go too fast. Since I made the pulley bigger on the engine shaft, it drives faster. So I run it at about half throttle, but it seems a little underpowered. And I've heard that you can take the head off of a 12 horse engine and replace it, both Briggs and Stratton, with a 11 horse Briggs and Stratton. And they're both the same bolt pattern, but the 11 horse head has higher compression. So I'm going to try putting a 11 horse head on it and see how it runs like that with the 11 horse head. So I get higher compression and more power. And that'll be it. I'll have a video of that with the test drive. That I'll be taking that video in about an hour or so. And then hopefully it runs great. Because like right now it runs awesome, except engine's a little underpowered. So I'm going to try putting a new head on that engine, run it, and I'll take a video of that test drive. Hopefully next month I'll have a video update, but I'm not sure. It'll either be next month or the month after. But that's all for this update. See you later. Hope you enjoyed the video.